Welcome to Pause Mongolia podcast. Today I want to take you to someplace very quiet. Not a city, not a place full of movement or noise, but a place where the wind moves slowly, where the land stretches endlessly, and life exists without asking to be seen. In those wild, cold landscapes of Mongolia, there lives a small, unusual animal. Not fast, not loud, not powerful in the way we usually understand power. It's called the Pallas cat. And today, this is not just a story about an animal. It's a story about a way of living that many of us have forgotten. If you ever see a Pallas cat for the first time, you might feel confused. It doesn't look like something designed to impress you. Its face is round, its expression almost permanently serious. Sometimes it looks annoyed, sometimes tired. Its ears are low, its body is compact, almost awkward. It doesn't look like it's trying to be beautiful, and maybe that's what makes it unforgettable. Because everything around us today tries so hard to be liked. People just adjust their faces, their words, their lives to fit into something acceptable. But this animal does none of that. It exists exactly as it is. No effort to impress, no need to be approved. And there is something very honest about that. The Pallas cat lives in places most of us would struggle to survive. Cold winds that don't stop, rocky ground, endless open space. Winter comes and stays. There are no shelters built for comfort, no easy food, and no protection, just exposure. And yet it survives. Not by fighting the land, but by adapting to it. Its thick fur protects it from the cold, its body stays low, close to the ground, and its movements are careful and never wasted. It doesn't rush, it doesn't panic, it understands something simple, that survival is not about speed, but about awareness. One of the most striking things about the Pallas cat is how still it can be. It can sit for long periods without moving, watching, waiting, and blending into the rocks and the grass so completely that it almost disappears. And in that stillness there is intelligence. Not loud intelligence, not aggressive, but quiet, precise, and patient. In our world today, it feels uncomfortable. We feel the need to check something, scroll, speak, or to react. But the Pallas cat does the opposite. It pauses. And in that pause, it survives. We often define power in very visible ways. Strength, speed, control. But the Pallas cat shows a different version. It does not dominate its environment. It does not chase attention. It survives by not being seen, by choosing the right moment instead of every moment, by conserving energy instead of constantly proving itself. There is no competition in its behavior. It is not trying to be the best. It is not trying to win. It is simply aligned with its life. And that might be a deeper form of strength. When I think about this animal, I don't just see it. I feel something familiar. Not empty, quiet, but full quiet. Standing in an open land, feeling the wind, watching things that didn't move quickly. Animals in the distance, shapes blending into the earth. That kind of environment teaches something important. It teaches you that life doesn't need to be loud to be meaningful. That presence does not require attention. The Pallas cat feels like a part of that world, a reminder of something simple and something real. Today, everything feels different. We are constantly encouraged to be visible, to speak more, to show more, to prove more. There is pressure to perform. Even when we are tired, even when we don't want to, we feel like we should still be doing something. But what if not everything needs to be shown? What if there is value in being quiet? The Pallas cat lives without audience, without validation, and yet it continues. It raises a question: who are we when no one is watching? The lesson is not that we should live like animals, but maybe what can we learn from their simplicity? From the Pallas cat, we can learn to pause before reacting, to move with intention, to accept ourselves without constant adjustment, to understand that not everything needs to be shared, and maybe most importantly, to recognize that quiet does not mean weak. Sometimes quiet is where strength lives. The Pallas' cat does not know that we are talking about it. It does not care about recognition. It will continue its life moving slowly across cold land, resting among rocks and watching and waiting, existing exactly as it is. And there is something peaceful about that. No pressure, no performance, just life. So next time when you think about strength, don't only think about what is loud or visible. Think about what is quiet. Think about what continues without needing to be seen. Think about the Pallas' cat. And maybe in some small way we can bring a little of that quiet strength into our lives. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much for listening. Pallas Mongolia podcast. Follow this podcast, write a review, and share it with your friends and family. Together, we can grow this podcast and bring more awareness and compassion into the world.